Hello and welcome back to another English podcast with Paul. Today, business English. I want to share with you a short English lesson I had recently, and let's just jump into it. I've broken it down into sort of three areas, and let's just start with listening. So, for business English, one of the easiest things you can do is listen. Listen and watch. For example, on YouTube dramas, whether it's about police dramas, crime. Again, with building your vocabulary, whether it's about crime or a drama about, I don't know, something about your industry. Maybe it's about computers. Maybe it's so. So what I'm saying is, look for TV shows or YouTube videos that are in your industry on YouTube. Excuse me. For example, if you're into forensics, then you could watch CSI. Or if you're into, I don't know, a businessman, there's a TV show called Suits. And there's often many TV shows about lots of different industries. But often business English is often more of a professional level, and so listening and watching YouTube, TV, and other outlets or media for that industry can really, really help. Now, I would go so far as to say that you can probably find some kind of sales video or film on YouTube or on another platform that will help you understand sales. Maybe the Wolf of Wall Street. And like I said, there's lots and lots of different TV shows. They are out there. So that's number one, listening and observing to the TV shows about that industry. All right, number two. Now this is the meat and potatoes of it all. Again, that's a phrase you might hear, meat and potatoes. That means like the skeleton, the strong part of it, the main aspect of it. All right, practice. We all have a lot of knowledge on our head, and we all really feel that we understand the theory behind what we're learning or what we want to learn. And it's like, yes. Lots of people understand listening, but actually speaking it and doing it can often feel very, very difficult. Excuse me. And so that's one of the hardest parts, actually doing it. So I'm recommending to you that you do it out loud yourself. And if you want, you can start in front of a mirror. But I much prefer people doing it in front of a camera. That way, they can see exactly how they come across. All right? Close your eyes. Listen to yourself after you recorded it. Are you spluttering and going, So close your eyes and listen carefully. Then again, do it again with the sound down and look at yourself. Are you moving around a lot? Are you jumping a lot? Are you turning away from the microphone like this? Hello. So record yourself is one of the best things you can do. All right, but what to say? So I would suggest what I used to do with my students in the classroom is start off with a script, a pre-written script. Something simple, for example, would be maybe a waiter and somebody sat at a table, a Patreon. A waiter and somebody sat at a table, a customer. And you could write down an interaction like, "Hello, sir, are you ready to order from the menu?" "Ah, yes, thank you. I would like a coffee, please, and a croissant." "Anything else, sir? Maybe some water?" No, thank you, just a coffee and a croissant." "No problem. I'll be back in a moment." Really, really simple between a waiter and a customer. So writing out a script is one of the quickest and easiest ways. But it doesn't have to be a waiter and a table. You could be in a shop. I got stumped the first time I was in a shop in a foreign country, And I thought I knew all the knowledge. And they asked me if I wanted to carry a bag. I never even thought. And I was like, well, what's that word? And I think it was plastique. And I was like, what? And it was plastic carry bag. They just said, do you want a plastic? And I was like, oh. So writing out a script can really help you move through a scenario in your head. Whether you're purchasing something from a vendor, from a shop, would help you go through a lot of the ways you can interact and help you getting it out loud, out of your mouth. And so that's one of the quickest and easiest things to do, is write down a script. There was something else I was going to say. I was asked for something else in the shop. Oh yeah. Anything else? I didn't know what that word was until I learned it when I was in that country. Anything else? I think it was buscar. Anyway, so that's number one, scripts. All right, moving on now. The next stage from that to practice speaking out loud and moving forward would be a bio, a short biography. You could do one for yourself, or if you're moving along a little bit and you want to make your script or your speaking a little bit longer, then you could do maybe an introduction for yourself or for your friend. For example, you could say, I would like to introduce to you my colleague and good friend, Mr. Smith. He has a master's at social economics at Cambridge and went on to build his own team in the industry-leading company of Apple. Also, he has published 3 books and has a bestseller. He is considered the number 1 leader in his industry, and I'd like you to see him here today, Mr. J.R. Smith, or something like that, you know. Practice doing a bio for other people will help you think about projecting, will help you think about and getting your brain into the mindset of accomplishments of that other person and picking them up, raising them up about their accomplishments, and that you're explaining that to the audience in a summary. And also allows you to move your hands a little bit, point to the person, smile, and show off your body language and your positivity towards that person. And then number 3, within practice, moving on to the next stage, will be a presentation. So I've written, just for an example, a presentation will be, hello and welcome, my name is Paul. I'm here today to share with you my passion about beards. I've been growing beards for the last 20 years. I've won 4 awards on beards, and I've finished writing a book about beard maintenance and care. Whatever, you can just make up, your own, for practice reasons, a bio about yourself, or an interest or a hobby, or even you could just read a book out loud. It's about learning how to project body language, breathing, pausing, and all those things I've talked about before in another video about presentation. All right, because at some point you may well be presenting on a stage or in front of a team, maybe your team in your company, about a reason why you've decided that this is going to save the company money, or how this sales pitch is going to help you get new business. There's often times you have to fight your case, put your case forward, give an elevator pitch, and explain why what you're offering is the best thing. And being able to articulate your thoughts and ideas in a cohesive way makes people listen. For an example, you might see a young person on the street speaking with street language and shouting obscenities, swear words at somebody else, maybe another teenager. And you think to yourself, I'm glad you're not my son, my child, and having to talk like that to, I don't know, a police officer. Because there's very, very little respect in shouting and screaming without cohesion and out articulating your thoughts in a cohesive way. So that's the three main things I would say. But at the end of your presentation, put your CTA, call to action, at the end of your presentation. So, you'd start with what I'm here to tell you about, why it's so great, the meat and potatoes, and then briefly, like I just said, XYZ, quick summary, and what you can do now to be part of it is hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and press like. Those things will really help make you look professional and bring it together in a package. Another way people do that is with stories and storytelling. When you get proficient at speaking to people, especially on a stage, you often share stories to help connect people emotionally. Because when people leave, all they remember after a few days, a few weeks, all they'll ever remember is how you made them feel. I mentioned this in the presentation video further back, but how you make somebody feel. So like I said, another way to finish off a presentation would be to bookend it. So you might start your presentation with, I don't know, maybe a prop, a piece of an object. Maybe it's a teddy bear or a book. You might say, this book I read when I was 5 years old. And then at the end of your speech, your presentation, your talk, you might say, and this is why I want my children to read this book. You block end. Basically, you put a nice, tidy finish on your presentation. So after your call to action, you bookend your speech, your presentation altogether. It makes it nice and tidy and professional, as well as engaging with emotion. Anyway, so that's how you elevate your speaking practice. Like I said, with scripts, then maybe with a short bio, and then with a presentation, and then with a really good presentation with a story in it, call to action, a bookending. That's some of the best ways to really practice your speaking out loud and your speaking in general in a business profession. All right, so if you have any comments about how you evolved or what tips you'd put in, just put them down below in the comment section and we can have a conversation. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And please hit that bell icon. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.